Today we're gonna build an app like this. So we're gonna make a weather app which uses those stacks and views that we learned. And using a Boolean variable, we're gonna change the daytime into night and light mode. Let's open our Xcode and let's create a new project. Just click create new project and click iOS app, next, and we're gonna name it as weather because it's gonna be the weather app, and the interface is gonna be SwiftUI with the language of Swift. And we're just gonna put it in our desktop. Since I have it, maybe I'm just gonna rename it weather 1 and create. So now we have an Xcode project and we're gonna make our weather app in this project. First of all, let's make our background in this app. So we're just gonna delete this v stack here, and then we're gonna write a new code called container relative shape dot fill. It's basically filling the color inside. So color dot blue dot gradient. So we're just gonna give this blue gradient fill in this in the shape. So like this way, and since Apple has this borderline strict rules, regulations like that, we're just gonna write ignore safe area and so it's just gonna fill in the whole space. Since we're gonna use it later to change the color of the background, we're gonna make a new structure called struct background view and view, and we're gonna write var body subview. Just gonna copy and paste it in this background view. And after that, we just can write background view here. So it's gonna stay inside this content view. So later, if we have this is night Boolean, it's just gonna, we just need to write it in structure and change the colors. Now let's make our main weather view. So first of all, we gotta put it in a v stack, since we're gonna vertically stack the text and the image and the temperature. First of all, we're gonna write the city name through text view, and I'm just gonna choose Cupertino, California, with the font of dot large title and dot font weight dot medium and dot foreground color dot white. So this modifier will change the text size into large title, and this font weight will change the boldness of the text, and the foreground color is going to change the color of the text. And then we're going to use image. We're going to put the image inside. We're gonna be using FS symbols, which is an image selection from Apple. So we can search up cloud and sun fill. So we have this image that we're gonna use. So we're just gonna copy the name and write image system name using a string cloud sun.fill. So we have this small tiny one here, so we're just gonna make it as, we're gonna use resizable. We're just gonna expand the entire image and write scale to fit. So it's gonna bring it down, it's gonna shrink it down into its size, and using the frame, we're gonna put it in the size that we want. So I'm gonna give 200 and 200, which is a decent size for the image. And using the symbol rendering mode, I'm gonna give the multicolor so that multicolor. So it's gonna give the cloud white and the sun yellow. So this multicolor will give this original image looking. So you can change it to whatever you want. We can use monochrome. It's going to give the black and white looking one. And there's a lot of selection that you can choose, but we're going to use this multicolor right now. And then we want our temperature here, so we're going to write another text. And since we're just going to use the numbers, we're going to use a string interpolation like this and write 24. And using Option Shift star, it's going to give this temperature round period looking one. And then we're just going to do the same as the text. Write font. And since this should be a precise font size, we're going to use system size as 70. And after that, we're going to write font weight, medium, and then with the foreground color, dot white. Now let's make an HStack view. So we're going to write HStack here, and write VStack here, and text. So we're going to write the day name here, so we're going to write Tuesday, 2, and dot font, dot system, size, weight, medium, and the design of dot default. And we're gonna change this color to dot foreground color dot white. And after that, we're gonna write image system name. We're gonna use cloud sun dot fill. It's just gonna be the same. And then using resizable again, with scale to fit, with the frame of 40 of 40. So we're gonna have the width for 40 and height of 40. After that, we're gonna write symbol rendering mode dot multicolor. And after that, we're gonna write text, since we need our temperature. So text 24, Option Shift star, Option Shift 8 or something, and dot font dot system 28, dot font weight dot medium, and dot foreground color dot white. So here's a challenge for you. Try making a structure like this using this HStack. So here's the answer for you. So we're gonna write struct whether hview dot view, and since this VStack's gonna be repetitive, so here's a challenge for you. Try making a structure of this VStack, so text Tuesday as a string, and system name as a string, and then the temperature as an integer. So you can pause this video and write your own code for structure. So here's the answer. So we're gonna make a new structure called whether HStack view with view, and we're gonna have var image name a string, var temperature as int, var day name as string. And using var body some view, we're gonna copy this code and paste it in here. So we're gonna change this to day name, change this to image name, and change this to temperature. Now we can just write weather HStack view, and we have the entire selection here. So we're gonna write clouds sun dot fill, temperature of 24, day name of Tuesday. And we can just copy and paste this 5 times. And we can change the name of this. This is not why. We can change the name to Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So this looks pretty boring, so we're just going to change some of the numbers to like 25, 20, it's going to keep going down, 19, and maybe 20 again. And after that, using this, we're just going to change what the image is going to look like, whether, let's change it as rainy day, copy name, and paste that in, cloud.heavy rain, and it's going to rain until Thursday. So we're going to write cloud.heavy rain.feel. And after that, maybe a lightning. Copy it and paste that here. And maybe a sun with the bolt. And we're gonna paste it in also here. Did I not copy it? Hold on. Copy name and paste that. So these image looks pretty. They're out of space. We're gonna use dot padding and using spacing here. Using 20 and paste. It's gonna give some space between this Tuesday, Wednesday, and this blocks here. So that's how we're gonna make our HStack in our weather app. Now let's make our button in our app. So first of all, we're gonna make a new file called SwiftUI view in SwiftUI view, called weather button. And after that, what we're gonna do is, first of all, we're just gonna write text, change day view dot foreground color of gray. What I'm saying. So the foreground color, the text of the color, the text color gonna be white, and then font weight, which is gonna be bold, and then using the frame so that our colors can fill in, 200 by 40. And after that, we're gonna have background color dark gray, dark gradient. So you can see how our button is gonna look like, but it feels pretty sharp on the edges. So you're gonna use a corner radius to give a more round texture to it, like 10. However, the problem here is our button name is not always gonna be change day view. So we're gonna type var button name, a string, and then we're gonna put button name here. And then we're gonna change, since this is the structure, we need to put what our default name of the button name is gonna be. So we're gonna write button name as default. So we have our button right now here, right? So now we're gonna put it in our content view. So we're gonna bring it in here. So I'm just gonna remove the padding here and replace it with spacer so that it gives some space for where our button is gonna be. So using spacer, it's gonna push the entire thing up, and using button, and since we don't have any Boolean yet, we just make it empty here with the label of whether name of change day view. I mean change date time. Or just change date view. It's pretty down far there, so we're gonna use another spacer to bring it up, and it will adjoin this whole content view. That's all how we make our weather button here in this weather app. So this is how you're gonna make a button in our weather app. Now let's make a Boolean for our weather view. So we're gonna use state. So basically state is like you state this variable first, and then using a binding method, it's gonna bring that variable inside to different structures. So basically it's like a database in SwiftUI. So you can state, right, var is night is a Boolean, and since our pristine day view is a light mode, it's gonna start with false data. And then our first thing that's gonna change is our background. So we're gonna bring this variable inside the structure, right? We're gonna write var is night equals to bool. And after that, using a shorthand if statement, we're gonna write is night color dot black dot gradient. So this, how this shorthand if statement works is this question mark is if is night is true, it's gonna change it to color black gradient, and if is night is false, we're gonna change the color to color dot blue gradient. And using the binding method, we're gonna write is night is night, and then using, so basically button's gonna change how our color is gonna look like. Using a toggle, we're gonna change false data to true data, false dot toggle. So if we have this one, it's gonna change the background color like this. Now we made the changes to our background, let's change how our main image is gonna look like. So now we're gonna change how our main image is gonna be. So using is night here also, is night, and moon dot fill, and with this, it's gonna change how it's gonna be when we toggle it. So now if you click this change day view, when it's a night mode, it's gonna change it to moon image, and when it's a light mode, it's going to change to cloud sun.fill. So this is the end of our course, and if you guys have any questions, just leave a comment down below.